When you stay slightly forward in your body, not just physically, but energetically, you're better able to show up with stamina, clarity, and generosity. You're not performing, you're not posturing, you're not manipulating anyone. You're simply offering your full attention to the people in that room. Welcome to the Foster Your Voice podcast with me, Christy Foster. After a 30-year career in music and theater, I never imagined I'd be coaching trial attorneys. But once I entered your world, I quickly realized how critical and underutilized voice is in the courtroom. The truth is, you don't win trials with brute strength. You win with your voice. I'll give you tools to unlock your voice so you can communicate not just with purpose, but on purpose. If you want quick action tips to help you stay calm and in control, keep jurors engaged, and inspire your listeners to action, all through the power of your voice, you're in the right place. I'm Christy Foster, and I'm here to help you foster your voice. Hello, Foster fam. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood today, and I hope it is where you are too. Hey, I would love to hear from you. Tell me where you're listening, what takeaways you've gotten, and hopefully you have some, and share some ideas of what you'd like me to podcast about. What are some of your communication struggles? You don't have to be an attorney to participate. While I focus my attention on civil plaintiff attorneys, good communication is good communication, and concepts I know can be applied across the board of industries. So let me hear from you. Email me at Christy@fostervoicestudio.com. It's Christy, Kristi, at fostervoicestudio.com. Okay, now before we get into the topic du jour, I always like to share something I've come across that has sparked some curiosity or contemplation or just things that make you go, or musings and madness from my own brain. So today it's the former. I want to clue you into a book I've been working through that has just really sparked my thinking about something I feel every attorney needs to practice more of. If you've listened to my podcast from the start, you will know that I believe in hospitality. It is not only a core value of mine, but it is also one of my 5 fundamental truths about voice and how to be successful as a communicator. Now, go back and listen to episode 7. It's called Lead Like a Host, Not Like a Lawyer, for some of my thoughts about why practicing hospitality in the courtroom is a lost art and why it's critical to your success. And so, knowing that hospitality is such a big deal to me, such a core value, it won't surprise you that I was immediately drawn to a book called Unreasonable Hospitality: The Remarkable Power of Giving People More Than They Expect by Will Guidara. Will is in the restaurant industry, and he runs 11 Madison Park in New York City, one of the top restaurants in the world. But his book, I feel, has application to any industry, any human connection, and direct application for you as an attorney. Now, full disclosure, I'm not done with it yet. I'm about halfway through, but even in the opening chapters, there is so much to draw from that I wanted to be able to share and get you exploring on your own so that we could discuss it together. In the first chapter, he set the premise for the whole thing, and it's this: the human desire to be taken care of never goes away. When we have to care for ourselves, physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, we are less apt to connect with others. A primal need to preserve and protect takes over, and it's near impossible, physiologically and psychologically to care for our neighbors. But it's not the state we want to live in. We want to belong. And that means being able to trust someone enough to relax and know that we'll be cared for responsibly, ethically, and with genuine care. Now, think back to your childhood when you were homesick from school. Mom would bring you some soup and crackers, tuck you into the couch with a family quilt so you could comfortably watch The Price is Right. Okay, that's what happened when I was sick at home. Think of just how relaxed and receptive you were when you had not just your basic needs met, but extraordinary needs attended to, when your comfort and your wellness were top priority. We want to be taken care of, not coddled, but literally, we want people to take care when around us. Be careful. We want to feel cared for. And that requires that the host goes above and beyond the basics. That is where a spirit of hospitality comes in. Now, Guadara talks about that if service is black and white, hospitality is color, work ethic, experience, talent, a team, intellect, standing in associations can take you so far. You can even win some big cases along the way. But you have an opportunity to affect change and impact lives in the long term. You have the capacity to really care for the people that you say are the most important, that you're so grateful for, that you couldn't do your job without. The jury. Outlining your case facts and reporting information is a black and white transactional exchange. You can create the Technicolor courtroom by bringing hospitality to the forefront. Now, don't get me wrong, you need the black and white in place. This is the detail work, the attention to excellence in the preparation. But Guadara warns about what happens when you live only in the black and white. He says, quote, "Too many companies have left the human behind. They've been so focused on products," and I'm going to add in too focused on verdicts, outcomes, and winning, that they've forgotten about people. And people are who you are serving. Your client, yes, but the greater community. People with a capital P. You are in this whole lawsuit in order to hold bad actors accountable and to right the wrongs they've inflicted. But you can't do it alone. You can't afford to forget about the people that you're bringing along on the journey, asking to link arms with, inviting them to belong. Will Guadara's writing is fun and easy, simple in concept, but profound in its implications and impact. So pick it up. Let me know how you see opportunities to apply unreasonable hospitality to your trial process. You know what I hate? Being misunderstood. It's actually one of my biggest fears, if I'm honest, right up there with birds. Yes, I'm afraid of birds. Leave me alone about it already. Being misunderstood is just the worst, though. Trying to communicate something and seeing that it's just not landing the way you intend. A too harsh of tone with your kid or spouse that ended up setting them off. A thinking face that got interpreted as annoyance or irritation and ended up shutting down the conversation and leaving you baffled. It's so frustrating in our personal lives, but in the courtroom, your mismatched communication profile could break your case and lose you a deserving verdict. So, I've created a free guide to get you thinking about the emotional profiles you create. It's a printable guide to help you 10x your communication impact by mastering 6 emotional profiles for clear and authentic connection. I break down the 6 core emotions: happy, sad, love, pride, anger, and fear by giving you face, body, and breathing cues. Plus, I show you exactly which point on a 1 to 10 scale you should be with your pitch, pace, melody, volume, and tone in order to authentically capture the center of that core emotion. The link to get your free guide is in the show notes or by simply going to my website, fostervoicestudio.com. Don't wait to clear up your part of miscommunication and misunderstandings. Get your free download today. Today, I want to talk about something that's easy to overlook, but once you start paying attention to it, it changes everything about how you carry yourself in trial, but really into every meeting. We're talking about your body's energy posture, specifically that forward balanced posture that helps keep you in the moment with your jurors and able to sustain your voice and focus over long days. This is not about gestures or tricks or perfect choreography. It's about how you live in your body while you speak and how that physical awareness gives you stamina, presence, and connection. So let's start with what is forward balanced energy? Well, forward balanced energy isn't a pose. It's not a move. It's a readiness. Think of it like this. Picture yourself. You're standing in front of a jury. You're not rocked back into your heels and you're not leaning in like a cartoon villain. You're just centered, grounded, eyes up, shoulders relaxed, slight energy moving forward, like you're ready to step into whatever comes next. It's the same energy you see in good athletes before a play starts, like a tennis player. Knees just slightly bent, weight distributed, eyes alert, not hyped or tense, just ready to respond. That's what forward balanced energy looks like in the courtroom. It's subtle, but it changes everything: your breath, your stamina, your vocal tone, and the way others feel your presence. Here's the key difference. When you're forward in your body, you're not trying to get something from whoever you're speaking to. You're giving something to them. That shift matters. You're not pushing for control. You're not trying to drive home a point. You're offering them your full attention, your full voice, your full presence. And in whatever stage of the lawsuit you're in, people can feel when you're with them instead of performing at them. Let me say that again for the folks in the back. Forward energy isn't about pressure. It's about generosity. Now, let's talk about stamina for a second. Trial days are long. You're on your feet for hours, kind of having to toggle between high stakes thinking and high stakes speaking. If your body's hanging back or collapsing inward, you'll start to feel it in your back, in your throat, in your breath. But when you're physically balanced with your weight slightly forward, grounded through your feet, head floating on your spine, you set yourself up for vocal support and mental clarity. You breathe better. You speak with more ease. You can pivot quickly if something shifts. And maybe most important, you're less likely to feel that end of the day drain where your voice is fried and your brain is toast. Your forward balance gives your body somewhere to work from instead of forcing your voice to do all the heavy lifting. Now, let's get real for a second. When you're anchored and forward in your body, you're also more mentally present. You can read the situation. You can hear when your tone needs to soften. You notice when the energy in the room tightens up. You can sense when you need to adjust something for better message reception. That forward stance actually keeps your senses online. It's like you're just gently telling your nervous system, we're engaged, we're safe, we're listening. You can adjust in real time instead of feeling like you're in reaction mode or the opposite, just zoning out. This is courtroom leadership, not performance, but presence. Now, if you're thinking, okay, Christy, all this sounds nice, but how do I actually build that kind of awareness? Great question. Let me help you. Here's a simple practice that you can use today, even right now. First, let's find the unhelpful physical energy. If you're able to stand up, but actually, this works sitting down as well. So I'll do it seated. You try standing if that's available to you. Now, if you're standing, put your feet shoulder width apart, but keep them on the same plane. Really square up. Rock your weight back into your heels. If you're seated, rock back into your hips. Let yourself really feel heavy. Roll your shoulders forward. Reach your neck forward. Okay, and just to be honest for a second, this actually feels really familiar. This is likely how you're normally sitting at your desk. Standing, how does that feel? Now, just start talking. It doesn't matter what you say, just talk. And now try getting louder. You kind of have to push, don't you? It feels like you're vocally doing a heavy lift. Okay, so now let's get to a better place. If you're standing, get your feet shoulder width apart again, but just move one foot slightly in front of the other. Soften your knees just a little bit. Be a little bouncy. Roll your shoulders back. Shift your weight slightly forward, not onto your toes, but just until you feel the ball of your foot pick up some of the load. Now, if you're seated, roll forward on your sit bones. Get your back off of the chair and activate your abs. Now, feel the crown of your head lifting up, like there's a string gently pulling it toward the ceiling. And start talking again. Now, get louder. Do you notice the difference? Does your voice feel more stable and like it takes less effort? It's no longer pushing up and out, but able to float up and be bright. This is your natural speaking position. This is where your voice is free. It's where your breath moves and where your focus stays sharp without effort. So keep returning to this throughout trial. And like I said, throughout the entire lawsuit, every time you feel yourself getting tired or disconnected or like you're pushing too hard, adjust your stance or your seated posture to create a more forward balanced presence. So here's what I want you to take away today. When you stay slightly forward in your body, not just physically, but energetically, you're better able to show up with stamina, clarity, and generosity. You're not performing, you're not posturing, you're not manipulating anyone. You're simply offering your full attention to the people in that room. And the beauty of it is they can feel it, even if they don't know what's different. So as you prep for your next trial, your next depo, mediation, or hearing, I want you to think about your whole body presence, not just your outline or your delivery. Come forward, stay present, be generous with your energy. That will give you the voice that carries and the voice that connects. Now, if this episode resonated, I'd love for you to share it with a colleague who's maybe prepping for a big hearing or a trial right now and could just use a little body language reset. And hey, if you want a PDF warm up helping you ground your voice and presence before court, I've created a guide called The 6 Ingredients of a Perfect Vocal Warm-Up that I can send your way. I'll put the link in the show notes, so check that out. Until next time, stay steady, stay connected, speak on purpose, and keep fostering your voice. Thanks for pulling up a seat with me today and for being part of the Foster fam. Make sure you're subscribed to the podcast so you don't miss a single episode. And while you're at it, go ahead and leave a review or a comment so I can give you a shout out on a future episode. During the week, you can find me on Instagram at Foster Voice Studio, where I'm dropping little nuggets of vocal technique and leadership wisdom. You can also join my mailing list by visiting fostervoicestudio.com or by clicking the link in the show notes. I'll send a weekly vocal tip every Tuesday directly to your inbox. Until then, keep fostering your voice.